Hey, guy. I thought I was talking.
Start off.
Okay. Hi, my name's Mark.
Hi, I'm James.
And we're at Sportif here in Oakville. Gonna do some winter maintenance on your bike, getting ready for the winter riding.
Let's get started.
So what we want to do first of all is take your wheels off your bike. Let's make sure that your bike is in the lowest cog on your cassette. We want to release the brake lever, release the QR axle, and gently pull. And what's going to happen is he's going to roll out right off the derailleur, just like that. So now that we have the wheels off the bike, what James is going to do now is we're going to give it a complete wipe down. And in this case, we've got a really good bike lube from Pedro's that we use in the shop. Everywhere where you're going to get build up, collecting, you want to make sure that you get all of those areas cleaned up. Underneath the fork is another critical area. What you want to do now is we're going to give it a polish and protection coat now, and there's a great product from Finish Line that we like using in the shop. He's going to gently now spray the whole bike. Apply it almost like you're applying spray paint. And now that we've waited 30 seconds, we can wipe the bike down. What this is going to do for winter riding is it's going to be able to protect the bike from salt, the wet that you get from the roads. It's just going to give you that added protection to know that you're doing everything you can to protect your bike. Got your bike wiped down now. What you want to do is take off all the bolts. And the reason why we're doing that is we want to make sure that they're lubed and protected from salt corrosion, and that helps prevent rust on all of those components. So we're going to start at the top, and we want to take off the steer tube cap and the stem bolts. We do have a couple of products. One that I really like to use, the Park Tool PPL-2. That's a great grease that you can use for bolt protection, as well as we have a higher quality white grease that we use as well for other components. Again, the reason why you're doing that is to give it weather protection and prevent it from rusting. Now, if you are a home mechanic and you're doing this work at home, you want to make sure that you are using a torque wrench in every application, and there's a reason for that, and it's about working with carbon versus aluminum. This is another area that collects grease and grime. Steer tube caps typically are 1.5 to 2 Newton meters max. Brake bolts are all greased and lubed, and we're going to start on the rear. And anytime you take off your brakes, you want to make sure that they're properly aligned when reinstalling them, so that they're square up to the rim. Now he's going to put some grease on the outside of that nut as well as inside it. You're doing corrosion protection on the whole surface. He's got that torqued down. So we've done the rear brake. Now we're going to go ahead and do the front brake. Same process, making sure that that bolt is greased and torqued to specifications. Now that that is all done, we're going to go ahead and flip the bike upside down. What James is going to do now is going to inspect the derailleur cables. These are very neglected because you don't think about this component. On this bike, they come out through the bottom area of the bottom bracket. James is holding a winter tire, and there's many benefits by going into a different tire category. With this specific tire, it has embedding in the tire itself. That mesh construction that you see on the sidewall is built into this tire, and it wraps right around that. And what that does is, with the colder temperatures, you're not going to get any cracking that you would normally see on a summer tire. And with this type of tread as well, what that's going to do is be able to push the water and the slush away from your tire and be able to get your tire direct to the concrete. You want to use the tire pressures that you normally ride with a little bit less.
And also, this is a 28 millimeter compared to the standard 25 millimeter.
Right, and the reason why we go to a wider tire, you're talking about traction and adhesion to the asphalt. So with the wheels off, now what we want to do is install fenders. Fenders are a big part of winter riding, and the reason why we use fenders, again, is number one, it's bike protection, but number two, it's also fellow rider protection. You don't want to be spraying your riders when you're drafting, when you're riding in a group. It's an unsafe hazard because of salt spray. So we want to make sure that we're using good quality fenders. And in our case, we've installed some really nice fenders in this case. We've got them mounted on the seat post stay, comes right down to the cross point in the bottom bracket, and we've installed them on the front. And these are very simple installation methods that we've used for this bike. Okay, so we've got fenders installed. We've done everything that we need to do to the bike. Now we're going to get our wheels back on. So for winter riding, what we're using today is White Lightning Wet Ride. It's extreme condition heavy lube, and we're just going to go ahead and put that on the entire drivetrain. So we've gone ahead and put our chain lube on. What we want to do now is run it through the entire cassette and your front rings. Wipe down any excess lubricant on the chain. So what we're going to do now is make sure that we have all our proper safety equipment on our bike, making sure that we have our red light on the back of our bike. We've got a bike light and a horn all in one.
That sums up today's video for winter bike maintenance. As you can see, it's fairly simple to do it yourself at home, or if you like, you can bring it to your local bike shop. Remember guys, this winter, be prepared, be safe, and have fun. And if all else fails, just grab a fat bike.